All right. I think we're live. We're live for the first time in a while. No cam, but we're live. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. A lot of crazy, hectic things have went down, which usually is the case for me for some whatever reason, right? There's always some craziness that I got to fight through just to be able to do what I want to do, but it's fine. It's life, and I'm here. Oh, so we'll get back. I don't know. I just titled this one literally, I don't know, because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. I really don't even know what we're going to talk about, but I know that I need to get back on here and talk. So that's kind of what I'm doing, man. So it's going to be a wide open stream. We talk about anything, whatever, anything that comes up, anything we want to talk about, anything we could talk about, we're going to talk about. So that's what I figured I haven't been live in a while. I've kind of went back into my sheltered little depression box and finally starting to chip away at the corners to be able to go live. So that's what I'm doing today. We're just going to come out and go live, right? Hey, how we doing, Donna? It's getting there. I hope everything's well your way. It's getting there, man. It's a slow grind, man, and taking baby steps. Just recorded a little piece over for my buddies over. They got a podcast, Tales from the Dark. I just did a little piece over there for Bob, who runs that, and I figured, man, I've already fired everything up. It might as well just go live and talk to you guys and kind of see what I can see and what I can get into, right? So, hey, Happy New Year's to you too, Joe. Appreciate that, man. I hope your new year is starting out well. Mine is not doing too shabby. I mean, we went through a lot of just back-to-back rapid fire of terrible situations. You know what I mean? But we're pulling through it, man, with everything. So exactly right. So, yeah, that's kind of what I did. You know, I just kind of went into my cave for a while and starting to peek my head back out of that cave now because there's a bunch of things that I want to do and projects that I set out on doing, things on here that I want to do. So I just got to get myself back up out of that damn cave, brush off the dust, and get it going again. So that's what I'm doing. Damn it. That's what I'm going to try to do anyways. That's the intent on what to do, you know. Started school back up, so we'll get that grind going again and get things going back over here again. I do got the same pits and stuff. I'm not going to get back on here and just say all these things that I want to do because everybody knows what I want to do. I've laid it out 1,000,001 times. Just some unforeseen events kind of delayed that a little bit for me, but we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. Terror Barn is going to be a thing. If it kills me, Terror Barn is going to be a thing. And I want to make sure of it. And it's going to happen regardless. What's going on, Joseph? Hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, man, let's climb back in there. And of course, like, you know, I had to take 2 or 3 weeks off because of family things and the tragedies we was hit with. But nonetheless, everybody's wanting to like kind of drag me into the drama sphere. Hey, Renee. Yes, Linda is an amazing person. So granny. Hope you're doing well. All right, Jess, I appreciate you swooping in, man. I really do. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, everybody faces their own things, and it's like, Steelers versus Ravens this Sunday. I would love to see, just for Big Ben, I would love to see Steelers to kind of, and I hate the Steelers, so I don't even know why I'm saying this out loud, but I'd like to see them kind of do that thing for Big Ben. My Cowboys are bipolar, so. Right, Donna, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it's bored. It's like, okay, I can sit here in my self-pity day in and day out. And that's what I was doing, was just sitting in my self-pity. And it's like, all right, dude, it's time to pull yourself up and be a man and handle what you got to handle. You've took enough woe me time. She is an absolutely amazing person. Love her to death, Renee. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, we'll go live. I'll run my mouth a little bit. And then hopefully, this, my creative juices have already kind of been churning, and again, the biggest project that I kind of got going now is writing a story that is loosely, it would have to be either a short feature or a full feature, but it's loosely based off my life. And me, I didn't want to do that piece at all. Like, I was kind of like, man, it's just my life. It's not that, it's not that entertaining. There's not enough there. Then after talking to Linda and a lot of other different people, they're like, well, no, you've had a pretty unique life, and the things I've had to face, and the things that I've went through, and the things that I've did to do that piece. So I'm kind of working and writing on that one. The biggest problem is, obviously COVID is just this big cloud of, you can't do stuff. you just can't. Like, I can't just go out and get like 15 people and do a film set. It can't happen right now. So I'm trying to write a lot of these short comedy bits that I'll be able to do on here, and at least deliver something, and at least keep those creative juices going, and be able to do what I want to do, and to be able to at least get something out there, get some creative satisfaction out of something. Yeah, she's amazing. She's helped me throughout countless. Within the last 4 or 5 years, through all the meltdowns I've had and the hardships and things of that nature, Linda's helped me through a lot of that, if not all of that, and help kind of keep me on course, because I can stray. I can stray, man. It's kind of like Biden at a press conference. I could have somebody kind of like holding me in, or I'm not really falling asleep. I'm just like, oh, look, it's a squirrel. That's a squirrel over there. That's a bird over there. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be over here. All right, well, rein me back in. So I go through those moments, but and then I think the biggest thing about this whole YouTube, whatever, is the reason, the biggest reason I took a step back a few years ago. This channel was growing, things was going good, everything was all right, and then live streams happened, and people used those as kind of like a nasty tool, right? Well, we're going to live stream, and we're just going to just bash people for hours upon hours, and that's not in me. I cannot go real life unless I go real life, and that's not good. That's not good. I'm married, 5 kids. I can't be going real life and ending up in a holding cell. But that's the way my psyche works. So once that happened, I'm like, okay, well, at the same time, my film stuff started doing what it was doing. And so I just focused on that. And now it's like, okay, I shot myself in the foot because I miss doing this. I miss talking to the people that pop into the chat. I miss hanging out. I miss doing all this stuff. Got myself back on that track. And then some other unforeseen tragedies had hit and knocked me on my ass for a little while. And I'm scraping myself back up for that. So I'm hoping to get the Between Heaven and Hell podcast launched here fairly soon. Before everything happened, I already had a platform pick that I want to go on to launch that. And that's quite literally where we talk about anything supernatural, paranormal, whatever, between heaven and hell here on earth. So I'm hoping we get that thing up and going very soon. I enjoy doing like a podcast type setting, and it's going to be kind of awkward at first because it's just my mouth. It's just me rambling and giving my input and thought on certain subjects. But hopefully we'll build up pretty quick and get some in-house guests on that to where we can start building that thing and taking that off. I just really like doing that part of it right now. Just like now, just running my mouth. No camera on, no pressures. Just run your mouth. Hey, there's the beautiful Lori. How you doing? Yeah, I didn't even know it's me again. Like, I got to hammer down a schedule, and I did have a schedule again until I got hit with all the stuff I got hit with. And then that schedule went out the window, and I was kind of reeling, but yeah, I didn't even know I was going to go live until I went live, and now I'm running my mouth pretty live. But But I will get that schedule hammered out and post that in the Discord so everybody knows kind of where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing. For the most part, everything will be right here on this channel. Other than the bigger pieces will be on the Tara Barn channel, and then the podcast that I got going. I don't know, man. I picked a place where I thought that I'd want to do the podcast, and then I started looking at different areas, and there's some better spots, I think, and I'm almost leaning going back towards the Spreaker side of things. Maybe, I don't know, but I started to record one episode of that podcast, and I probably need to reconnect with that episode and kind of fluff it up and do what I'm doing. I'm doing okay. I'm finally riding the ship again for the umpteenth billion time in the last several years. It seems like once I start get something going good, or starting to feel good and attacking things, shit happens, right? It happens to all of us. I'm not unique in that by no means. It's just that constant, reset, find a new normal, go back in. Okay, well, everything's going fine now. Well, now you got to reset again and find that new normal again. And keep your psyche together so you don't lose your freaking mind while you're doing it. But I'm getting there. So, trying to find my new normal once again, get back in the groove and doing things that I enjoy doing and want to do. So, I'm doing okay. I mean, I guess that was a long version of how you doing. But I'm doing all right. Trying to get things situated back with school so I can start that and get that thing going again. Very close to obtaining finally my bachelor's degree, and then right after that I'm rolling right into a master's. So I'm hoping a year from now I'll have my bachelor's and my master's degree, knock those things out, and then we're good to go, because I already got the business LLC locked and ready to rock. I just need those two pieces of paper to let everybody know I kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to production, and and then we can move forward with it. I appreciate that, Lori. I try to, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This last month has really been like a test, because I usually just push through all the bad times, right? And it's not really in a healthy way, because I try to just kind of block it out and outrun it. For whatever reason, this last month or so, there was no outrunning. It grabbed me by my throat, and I had to face it. But it's not going to slow me down for a long period of time anyways. My biggest thing with what I'm doing is to show my kids, no matter what age you are, no matter what life deals you, you can chase your dreams down in goal form and make them a reality. Doing what you have to do as an adult, you can still do it. You can still push through, put the work in, and deliver. So, that's kind of my biggest focus in all of this, and that's kind of what kind of brings me back to where I need to be. Is I want to show my children that, like, it's very important to do the things you need to do as an adult. It's very important to line up things as adults need to and should. But don't give up on your dreams. You can always chase them bitches down and make them your own. Now, I don't know if I'd use that exact terminology when I'm talking to my kids, but excuse me. It's kind of what I'm doing. Going to push through and kind of see where this thing goes. But that's kind of the pain of YouTube, right? If you're just creating artistic pieces, it takes a while for that to catch on and the algorithm to grab on. You got to kind of find your niche and find what you want to do first, and kind of what's trending within the algorithm, and do all that. Now, it would be very easy for me to put a catchy little title in there and play with the drama community and to do things of that nature, but that is not who I am, and that's not what I do on this channel. Now, could I do it? Yes. But I think if I threw my hat in that ring, I'd be pretty evil, and that's not who I am, right? I don't want to sacrifice what I want to do here for the easy road out, because anybody can throw those titles up and talk about these subjects and draw in, these decent views, if you want to call them that. You can draw in like, oh my God, he's over there talking about so-and-so, let's go listen, and then you draw a line in the sands and pick sides and do all that crap. And it's like, this is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be an outlet. It's supposed to be entertaining for your audience, not let's create a lynch mob and an ideology and roll that out and pound that to death until things get so serious you start losing everything. And, that's just not in me. I don't want to go down that road. I refuse to go down to that road. And I'm going to keep doing what I want to do with this platform. And that's eventually getting some of these shorts, man, that I've been writing. And it's just hard to do it when it's a one-man operation. I have no idea what happened to my partner. I don't know what he's going through, whatever happened there. But the hard, doing a one-man show to get the pieces out that you want. You cannot control the camera. You cannot be in front of the camera. You cannot operate a boom arm, a grip hand. You can't do a lot of these things with a one-man show. So I'm hoping that this Omicron outbreak that's kind of got everybody, sheltered in and a lot of restrictions rolling out, I'm hoping that eases up fairly soon. So I can start to reach out to get a crew to start doing those things. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Donna. I try, man. I try to keep pushing through and forward. And, I've been in these situations so many different times, and it sucks to even say that. But I've kind of learned my own psyche, and I feel as if I'm finally starting to pull through. I still got, a lot of ground in front of me that I got to cover before I feel like Nathan again, and be able to entertain and throw the jokes around and carry a stream and to create and to do things like that. I feel like there's a lot of ground in front of me yet, but we're walking. I'm covering some of that ground as I go. So I think that's the most important part for me, is to make sure that even though I don't feel like, getting out of the bed and putting in the work, I get out of the bed and I put in the work. And everything else, I found in my fairly short time here on this rock, closing it on 36 years of it, that as long as you put the work in, everything else will fall where it's supposed to. So, and that's really never been an issue with me. Just putting the work in it's never been an issue, especially when it comes to stuff like this, because I enjoy it. It's not really work to me. It's a passion. So that's never really been the issue. It's the unforeseen tragedies and happenings that always seem to be like this cloud that follows me. You know what I mean? Like when I feel like, here it is, I'm finally at that groove. I'm finally at that place. That cloud catches up to me, and I got to fight my way back out of that dark hole and to do things. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's a tough one, Donna, and send a bunch of good vibes and prayers your way to get through that situation like that. Because it can be tough, man. Like, we can take these, what I always like, I don't even know what you would call that, my mantra or my saying or whatever. What I try to do is turn negativity into creativity. How can I express this in kind of a healthy situation, a healthy output? I've been through all these things. What's going to help me work through it as I'm creating a positive piece out of this negative situation? Hey, there's my sister from another mister. How you doing, Lisa? So that's kind of, again, like I had everything laid out. I had everything, my schedule, things was really going to start running, and then boom, you get hit with it again. But that's life, right? You're always going to have these unforeseen hooks land and stumble you back. But you got to get your hands up, chin tucked, and be able to go back in for a few more rounds. And I feel like finally, after, a month and a half worth of woe me's and just not having just not really having the gas in the tank, to pull myself out of that. But now I feel like I hit a gas station. So I'm not saying I'm at full tank yet, but I'm at least getting close to that half tank. I'm at least getting close to that half tank, and to be able to get back on track here. Because when you're doing things like this, and I feel like I owe my audience, especially the members and everybody that comes here and talks to me, my friends and audience, I owe you guys a certain level of me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to get in my own way to deliver that. I appreciate that, Donna. And you guys are a big inspiration for me, because if it wasn't for this platform and before everything went completely stupid, I don't think I would have had the balls to go out to LA and to do the things that I did. I just don't. I think I'd been stuck doing these smaller comedy clubs around my area, the tri-state area, and doing what I was doing. Then COVID come along and kind of murdered that even for me. So this is legit my only outlet. And now there's two things there. I love getting on stage, live crowd, you and a microphone. You're completely vulnerable and naked up there. It's just you and the microphone and the audience. It's like make them laugh or you can't. And there's a certain primal thing about that I love. I absolutely love that. And it's definitely a passion of mine. I love being on stage, doing the stand-up stuff, and just going out there, and who knows where a bit's going to take you or where you're even going to go with that bit. I love doing that. But also, there's an equal passion for me, and that's doing things like this. Just turn on the mic, and then don't even have to be the camera. Just turn it on and just run in my mouth for a while and talking to you guys and catching up and doing things like that. But going back and looking through my channel, it has been way too long since I've been putting out my comedy pieces or putting out any small skits at all. It's been way too long since I've done that. Now, I've had people contact me a while back, want me to do another Truthfully Trisha parody. That's definitely always on the table. I love doing that character. It's fun. There's also been people contacting me about stuff that I don't care about. I don't care about. When I walked away, and I don't care. So when I turn my back and walk away from the situations, I don't care about those situations. I'm not going to do a piece about those situations, and I don't know. I guess you don't never say never in any form of entertainment, but I don't see that in the future for me. It might, who knows, but I really don't want to sacrifice what I want to do, at least on this channel, like doing panels and things like that, maybe down the road, like way down the road. I don't know. But if you guys get a chance, you guys got to look up Tales from the Dark. Wherever you watch or listen to podcasts, look at Tales from the Dark. They're recording an episode now, so it should be out fairly soon. Got a little cameo in there. They want me to do a little piece. It's about West Virginia, and that's where all my family comes from. And I got tons of notes on that for the Mothman project that I'm still trying to put things together for. And it's really just getting a crew. I think a lot of things, I got to start writing smaller to where somehow, some way, I can do pieces by myself and they hold up. So, that's kind of where I got to switch a gear and kind of be like, okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do because it's just me. And so I have to figure it out. Right, Lisa, exactly. Like I still to this day, there's people within certain communities that send me things, and it's like, hey, would love to get your input on that. And it's like, well, if I give in and give my input, I'm going to turn into something that I don't want to be. And I don't want to be on here acting a fool and losing my mind and, it going to a point that winds me up in bars, because when things go real, that's the only way I know to take it, is really real. So I gotta stay away from that, or it's going to flash me back to somebody that I used to be, that I'm no longer. So gotta stay away from certain stuff, right? Do what I want to do over here. If it sinks, it sinks. If it swims a little bit, it swims a little bit. But stay true, and unique. That's the biggest thing. Do things that I got in my head and create the way I want to create. And, everything when it comes to entertainment, especially film or anything else, damn near everything's been done to death. But, just like Blake Snyder says in his books, same but different. Find that own authentic way that only you can do it, and keep doing it enough. And if it's good enough, it's going to eventually rise. So, and I think that's what happens with a lot of people. They set out and want to do things their way, and they see an easier way to grab that clout, or to grab some sort of viewership off of it. So they're like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go this way, and then later on, I'll get back to what I wanted to do. But later on never comes. You get sucked into that hole. And very proud of Lisa and what she's been able to do with the Royals of the Round Table. That was her idea, walking away from everything, starting over something fresh, staying true to what she wanted to do. It's been years running, and she's still growing. So, everybody over there has done an amazing job of doing that and staying true to what they wanted to do. And, the proof's in it. They're still around. They're still doing it. They're still drawing in, great crowds. It's a nice hangout feel over there. So I'm pretty sure I think I got like 2 or 3 people watching. Out of the 2 or 3 people, everybody should be subbed up to the Royals of the Round Table by now, if not full-blown members of the of the Round Table peeps. Great people over there, man. It's always great laughs, and it's a good time. So yeah, even when I was in my funk and didn't feel like doing much, that was like the only place for me where I could feel like, okay, I got enough in me to at least just go here and hang out with friends and throw some jokes around. And but yeah, it's great. It's a great environment over there. You never have to worry about no stupid internet beats. And you boil this down, right? It's just a bunch of people in totally different spots of the world arguing over a digital world that at the end of the day it don't have any weight. But people, it's like life and death for them. And it's like, my gosh, guys, a little bit of thicker skin and turning your head and staying on track. A lot of that goes to you, Lisa. I poked my head in there every once in a while, but you guys doing an amazing job over there, and you keep doing an amazing job over there. And I think there was a lot more channels like that where you could just kind of kick your feet up and be who you are and throw jokes around. This little digital world would be a bit better. Now, for me, it's like my biggest problem is I got to find a subject or topics that I'm passionate about, that I have obtained at least some knowledge of, to be able to do on a consistent basis and to grow that. Whether that's film, sports, whatever that is. Gotta find it. I definitely gotta get the comedy going back over here again, because I don't even know the last time I did a comedy bit, a skit. I've jotted down a couple different comedy sets that I would do on a stage, maybe morph some of those into some comedy shorts. Who knows? I just got to find what I'm passionate about, what you guys want to talk about, and kind of go that way. And film, paranormal, sports, all those things, yeah. But what do I want to consistently do? Do I do some streams on all? Just have, set days where it's a film day, where it's a paranormal day, where it's a sports day. Maybe. And maybe I take one of those and I throw that at the podcast, and I just stick to strictly, the supernatural and paranormal and the Between Heaven and Hell podcast, and have call-ins and an actual produced show where it's not live. I produce it, then put it out, and then go from there. But who knows? But I'm finally pulling myself out. Want to do a little bit of stream here. Probably going to get ready to wrap it up. We only had a couple people, but at least this is up for the replay watchers and kind of know that I'm still breathing, still churning, still trying, still going. So just want to get on here, talk to you guys a little bit, let you know, man, like I'm pulling through, still breathing, still got a pulse. We're still pushing over here. And I am going to do what I need to do and have to do. Dang it. No matter how much hits, no matter how much goes down. Still gonna keep the grind going, put the work forward. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's about it. I really had no idea what I was even going to ramble on, but again, I found a way to ramble for a half an hour without taking too many breaths in between. Now, this weekend, probably going to do a live show and actually have it kind of structured a little bit in a topic instead of me just running my mouth over nothing. So we'll probably have something going there. I'd like to get back to the members only streams because I owe you guys that. You guys are paying for something. I got to deliver that no matter what's going on in my personal life. We have to deliver that. So we'll probably shoot to try to get those member shows up and going here fairly soon within the next week or two and get those things going again. Get back on my consistent basis, whether that's me reviewing movies, whether that's me just running my mouth, we're talking about different subjects, whatever that might be. We got to get back to doing that. I enjoy doing those live reactions to films. That's the only time I ever tried that on here, and kind of enjoyed it. So maybe we get back to that. But baby steps. I'm back here talking to you guys today. So that's the first big step of doing that. And make sure you guys, just wherever you listen to your podcast, type in Tales from the Dark. Some great shows on there. The one they're working on now, there will be a little 5-minute cameo of me calling in for them, and a couple little stories that I had from the whole topic's West Virginia. And there's a bunch of paranormal, supernatural things going on down around there. And yeah, so type it in, Tales from the Dark, check it out. It's a good listen. Like I said, I think pretty much anywhere where you listen to your podcast, you'll be able to find that show. But check them out, damn it. They're worth the listen. They cover some pretty good topics, and if you're into the spooky and things that go bump in the night, check them out. You won't be disappointed. But as of, for me, right now, I think I'm about to sign off right now. I just want to get on here, chat with you guys for a little bit. We did it for 35, 40 minutes. And I think that's good enough, right? Hey, Lady C. Come in, talk to you guys a little bit, spill out, run my mouth, keep running my mouth. Don't stop running my mouth. Just keep it going. All right, man. I appreciate you guys that came in here and chatting, man. And like always, much love from me to you. And until next time, I'll catch you all down the road. Much love, guys. Thank you so much.